Hey y'all, so it's gonna be super quick. It's gonna be very random. I really don't know who you are or precisely who is going to resonate with this message, but there's something heavy, significant here in terms of someone's throat chakra being blocked. There was I wouldn't say there was a blockage that I was feeling, but there was like this, almost like not like a knot, but there was like a significant blockage, somewhat that I was feeling. There's it's like this lingering pain sensation. I don't know. It almost feels like a blockage. It almost feels like even with me speaking now, it's hard for me to get the words out to you. So whoever you are, there's a certain truth. 111 on a timer. There's a certain truth or truths or just speaking your truth in general that all your life people have I don't know, you could have just been around family, friends, etc. People kind of making you feel as if by speaking your truth, you're doing something wrong, or by speaking your truth, it kind of made you feel ashamed. Like whenever you would begin to like speak how you really feel about a certain situation or a certain injustice that was going on, or just speaking your mind in general. You could have been surrounded by family, friends in general. I do feel like significantly this could have been linked directly to your family, to where people have made you feel like you speaking your truth, there's something wrong with you, or you speaking your truth, you're the bad guy or the bad girl, or whatever. Or you making you feel like you're out of line for speaking on certain truths. 222 on the timer or 223 could be significant. Either way, there's something here where there's a lot that you're holding in. There's a lot that maybe you want to address to your family, I significantly feel. Or this could be friends that you're directly linked to. Could be a relationship, but I don't get heavy on both of those energies. What I get significant here is this is something tied to your family. You feel like you cannot speak certain truths to your family, or there's 818 is the current time. There's something has like been bothering you, or there's a multitude of things that's been bothering you that your family has been doing, has done, or they continue to do, or all three. Either way, you feel like speaking your truth on this will cause your family to disconnect from you. It'll cause people to look at you a certain type of way. There's just like a lot of fear around this. Like there and I feel like the fear is coming from people making you feel small, people making you feel like you speaking your truth or speaking up about certain things. It's almost as if people have portrayed you as being crazy or being, I wouldn't say not normal, but like just made you feel some type of way. Like the minute that you would speak on something or try to put somebody in their place because maybe you felt disrespected, or maybe you, like there's something here about people trying to silence you, or people trying to make you feel small. And by the time they're done, or maybe they overtalked you a lot, maybe because I'm also getting something about people specifically in your family. There could be disagreements, and in these disagreements they have made you feel small, or they have made you feel like the minute you start speaking on something, they'll probably hit you with some shit like, oh well, you don't know what you're talking about, or that's not what it is, you're over exaggerating, or stop making stuff up, what you're saying doesn't make any type of sense. Like just kind of making you feel very small in a way to where they have overpowered you in those particular conversations, whether it was a disagreement or a regular conversation. I strongly pick up disagreements here, or could have been past tense arguments. Either way, there's something about you needing to speak your truth. just across the board. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a friend that you need to speak this truth to. It doesn't matter if this is correlated to your family. There's something here about you holding a lot in. You've been holding a lot in concerning certain truths, certain things that you want to say to people, but feeling as if you are not just tongue tied, but feeling as if you don't have a voice, or feeling as if you start speaking on certain truths, there's this fear of people detaching from you. So I significantly feel like whoever you are, your throat chakra is being blocked, but it can only be unblocked until the only time that that blockage will release itself is when you start speaking your truth. And whoever you are, you could be literally male, female, doesn't really matter, feminine, masculine, put yourself where you fit. When you start speaking your truth, whoever you are, this is just side note, people are not going to like what you have to say. The truth is not there to make people comfortable. That's just the bottom line. And if you speak on certain truths and people start to make you feel like you're crazy, or people start to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about, or they deflate, or they try to throw it back on you, chances are you're striking a nerve. And the only way that you can strike a nerve or make somebody feel some type of way about speaking the truth, and they're not able to process what you're saying and it just accept the truth for what it is, because maybe it's something they need to fix about themselves. I'm giving you an example here. And you're telling them, hey, your behavior on XYZ, or you're saying XYZ, I was offended by that. You need to fix that. The minute you point something out like that to someone, especially if they have not been in a position to heal themselves or elevate mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, chances are they're going to not only rebuttal you with some bullshit, but they're going to say some shit to you like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. They're going to be very defensive. And the only time a person gets defensive like that or feels some type of way about the truth being shown to them is when they do have work that they need to do on themselves. And that's just the bottom line. The only time somebody deflate is when they know you're absolutely right. And in that moment of you calling them on the truth, they can't handle it. They can't handle it because there are issues or things that they need to fix within themselves. The old saying is a hit dog gonna holler. What that basically mean in a nutshell is when you're speaking the truth to people, if the shoe fit, they're going to respond in a very defensive way, or they're going to respond in a way to make you feel like you're crazy, but in all reality, you're actually telling the truth, and they can't handle it. And they can't handle it because the insecurities are starting to show. The insecurities are starting to show because they do have inner healing that they need to do within themselves. And that's just the bottom line. That's just an example. Whoever you are, if there's something that you've been holding in, your spiritual guidance here is speak on it. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people are either going to stand with you or you're going to start to see people fall off. You might have a couple of family members that you have to cut off. But if that's the case, that only confirms to you that they need to go figure out themselves. They need to go heal themselves and figure out why they behave in such a way, and figure out what patterns they have within themselves that they need to fix. If it's something they have done or said to offend you or disrespect you, they got some work to do. And that's not something that you should feel bad about. That's a personal journey that each of us have to be willing to take. But you speaking your truth, whatever truth that is, it's time. Whatever this is, you have held on to it for years, months, maybe days, with just fearing that people are going to cut you off or people are going to treat you indifferent. And the truth of the matter is that that is a good possibility that may happen, but you need to speak your truth. It is time for you to speak your truth, whoever you are. But that's the message. If it resonated, make sure y'all engage from the bottom up, and I'll get back on here tomorrow. Y'all take care.